Hello everyone and welcome to this lecture on root locus technique. Root locus is a technique which helps us to analyze the stability of a control system. By the end of this lecture, student will be able to understand the purpose of root locus and will be able to identify the advantages of root locus over Routh-Harvey's criteria. I will start this lecture by defining what is root locus. Root locus is the locus of the closed loop poles of a closed loop control system as a system parameter is varied. Generally, we will discuss the stability of a control system if it is closed loop and it has a unity negative feedback or any negative feedback. Learning this definition or by hurting this definition is of no use when we were asked to plot the root locus of a transfer function. The main thing that one need to understand is what is the system parameter that we were worried of when we were discussing the stability of a control system. I will elaborate this definition with the help of a closed loop control system having negative feedback, and I will explain how this system parameter is affecting the stability of a closed loop system. Let us consider the closed loop negative feedback control system having G of S as a forward path transfer function, H of S as a feedback path transfer function, and R of S as the input and Y of S as the output. Here, the functions R of S, G of S, Y of S, and H of S were all in S domain and they were all complex valued functions. Let us now discuss what is the closed loop transfer function of this system. The closed loop transfer function of this kind of negative feedback systems is g of s divided by 1 plus g of s h of s. This closed loop transfer function can be easily derived by applying some basic rules of block diagram algebra. Closed loop characteristic equation is nothing but equating the denominator of closed loop transfer function to 0, and the closed loop characteristic equation of this system is 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0. The open loop transfer function of this system is g of s h of s. We all know that poles affect the stability of the system and zeros affect the performance of the system. As we were intended to discuss about the stability of the system, we should know what is meant by poles. Poles are nothing but the roots of the characteristic equation. As discussed earlier, the characteristic equation of the system is 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0. By bringing this plus 1 into the right hand side, we will get gh equal to minus 1. As discussed earlier, g of s is a complex valued function and h of s is also a complex valued function. Then their product g of s h of s is also a complex valued function. For any value of s that has to be the pole of the system, then it must satisfy two conditions. They were angle condition, it is also called as phase condition, and magnitude condition. The magnitude of the open loop transfer function g of s h of s must be equal to 1, and the phase of open loop transfer function is plus or minus 180 into 2k plus 1. Why I am calling it as open loop transfer function means, as seen earlier, open loop transfer function of the system is g of s h of s. If any value of s that satisfies these two conditions that are mentioned below, then that is the pole of the given closed loop system. Let us consider the open loop transfer function takes the form k into s plus z1, s plus z2, and so on, s plus zm whole divided by s plus p1, s plus p2, and so on, s plus pn. Here, minus z1, minus z2, and so on, minus zm are open loop zeros, and minus p1, minus p2, minus p3, and so on, minus pm are open loop poles. As I mentioned earlier that root locus is the locus of closed loop poles as the system parameter is varied, and I want to tell you what was the system parameter that we are looking for. The system parameter that we were looking for is the value k. And now let us discuss how this constant value k affects the stability of this closed loop control system. Closed loop characteristic equation is of the form 1 plus gh equal to 0. We already know that the value of gh is equal to this value. So closed loop characteristic equation takes the form 1 plus k into s plus z1, s plus z2 and so on, s plus zm divided by s plus p1, s plus p2 and so on, s plus pn equal to 0. By multiplying with the denominator on both sides, the characteristic equation will become s plus p1, s plus p2 and so on, s plus pn plus k into s plus z1, s plus z2 and so on, s plus zm equal to 0. As the roots of this characteristic equation are also the poles of the closed loop system, we will now discuss what will be the roots of the characteristic equation when k is tending to infinity. As k tends to infinity, minus z1, minus z2 and so on, minus zm are roots of the characteristic equation. And when k is tending to 0, minus p1, minus p2, minus p3 and so on, minus pm are roots of the characteristic equation. As k tend to infinity and k tending to 0, we can find the roots of the characteristic equation by direct inspection. But what will be the roots of the characteristic equation when k is varying from 0 to infinity? It is a bit difficult to solve by inspection. Root locus provides us the corresponding graphical visualization. Not only that, with the help of root locus, we can also check that if a root has multiplicity of greater than 1. As discussed earlier, the definition of root locus is locus of the closed loop poles when a system parameter is varied. Here, as k is varying, the closed loop poles are varying with respect to the value of k. So, it is very important to study the variation of the closed loop poles when k is varying from 0 to infinity. We will first discuss the case when k is non-negative and later we will discuss about the case when k is negative. And in the next video, I will discuss what are the rules that are needed to construct the root locus. So, with the help of root locus technique, we will be able to find how the poles of a closed loop system are varying with respect to a system parameter k. Thanks for watching and please subscribe and share this video.